Allen,
Oh, wait, listen, everyone, she's
and I've
genius.
taught in the Sacramento area for the last 17 years. But I can no longer afford to live to support my family in Sacramento, so I do not. We have become desensitized to the concept of crises, housing crisis, climate crisis, pandemic. I'm not sure if it is just cruelty or self-preservation gone wrong, but it is leading people to run from the real-world implications of those crises. Personally, I don't need to understand the reason why anyone is in need of support. If someone is struggling, they have my support.
Right.
I recognize, though, that that isn't a universally shared value. However, to vilify, displace, attack, steal from, and ultimately criminalize people for finding a way to survive in community, one another, while housing is virtually unattainable for so many, is abhorrent. It is a fucking abomination. We haven't responded effectively to the housing crisis, and now you won't allow the solutions unhoused folks have created for themselves.
Right.
There is so much more than just safety in numbers, but let's talk about that. You aren't currently in house, but you do understand fear. Imagine being in your home, unlocking your doors, your windows, turning off your lights, and getting into your bed. Can you sleep? Even in that position of relative privilege, what wouldn't you give to have people you know and trust around you? While safe is paramount, it is only one aspect of humanity. Community, music, culture, conversation, shared survival resources, self-determination, these are basic human needs that residents of a space like Camp Resolution can provide to one another. You lied, you broke your promises, you moved on without providing the housing and other needed services, and now you are willing to use state violence to oppress the survivors of racial capitalism. Meanwhile, everyone in this chamber knows it just won't work. Displacement doesn't disappear people, it just adds massive trauma to their lives. I ask that you listen to your unhoused neighbors and educate your housed constituents that are angry and uninformed. This is how political will is created. In the interim, stop the sweeps. It's going to be very, very cold, very, very soon, and Sacramento community members deserve better than dying on the streets like they do every year under this council's leadership. Please put your ears to Camp Resolution and take your hands off of them.
Hello, my name is Claire Talbert. I'm really sorry I couldn't be there in person tonight. I just wanted to say, it seems like sweeps are like the bread and butter for the city, but the end result is always the same. And if the city wants to reduce homelessness, like from a logical standpoint, why would they think that this would have a different outcome? Please, 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 please be brave and choose the unprecedented option and take the time to consider like the impact of the sweep and make a different choice for once. The city should be glad to have this opportunity to learn from a self-organizing community that has, like, through collective power, increased their quality of life. And if the city could come to the table and look for solutions with this determined group, like, it could be a different outcome instead of, like, a violent disposal of their livelihoods. The next part of what I have to say is, like, completely idealistic, and for whatever bureaucratic logistical reasons, I recognize why it might not work, but the part of me that dreams wonders what would have happened if the $600,000 spent to pave and fence the location was just given to residents. The resourcefulness of all the people who are living there, like, I imagine that so many more solutions would have been born from that use of money, and like, I really wish that as a city that we could dream big, like dream really big and generously. And if not, like at the very least, leave them the fuck alone.
Next speaker is Liz Palauskin. Sorry, Liz Olhausen. If you'll unmute.
Hi, thank you for calling my name. It's Olhausen, and I am calling like literally every other person who has spoken today to support Camp Resolution. I noticed that no one has said that like pro sweeps or pro attacks. No one has stood before you today in this open forum in front of everyone in this public setting to say that they want you to sweep the unhoused neighbors from our community. No, the people who are trying to convince you to do this are the police and the developer interests who are coming I heard Katie Valenzuela say there's no money in the city to support this camp. But there was money for 6 police and code enforcement officers to go by there this morning and harass the residents. There's money tomorrow for you to sweep. There's been money for days and days to threaten people and intimidate people. It almost seems as if cruelty is the point and that you have forgotten the 8th Amendment. Madam Vice Mayor, it is convenient that the mayor has left you here to deal with us. Perhaps we could upend things and do what the residents are asking you for, and send no cops and no code. I want to emphasize what Saul said earlier. He was the adorable 7-year-old. He said, I don't want the dogs to get stabbed, because he doesn't want the dogs to be stabbed, because he is 7 years old and he knows that at a sweep/attack, the police harm the animals like they harm the humans. If the people tell you this is wrong, we need your support. No cops, no code. No cops, no code.
That was such a great chant. Okay, hi, I'm Miss Cabral, a realtor. I say that to call out all my fellow realtors. I'm a homeowner in District 6, and my dad lived outside and died outside. I want to commend the people who live in Camp Resolution. I want to commend all of our in-house people, whether they are living outside in tents or in their cars. I want to commend them for being creative and resilient and for finding a way to survive. I want to encourage everyone listening here tonight, from our city leaders to our neighbors, both unhoused and housed, our renters, our landlords, our businesses. I want to ask you to think about if we should really be punishing these people who are surviving and thriving in a community that they created, or if instead we should be learning from them and giving them the resources to magnify what they are doing. The beautiful community they have created with artwork and events, they've done it all for way less than any shelter. Less than $1,000 for paving and fencing, which, by the way, the city has owned for over 50 years. They have created this community probably for, well, we know, less than the average rent or mortgage here in Sacramento. I want us all to think about home. Think about if we would rather have peace instead of chaos. If we would rather have healing instead of trauma. If we would rather have money for food and water instead of fences and pavement. If we would rather treat people with kindness instead of threats. And if we would rather provide stability instead of displacement. The homeless crisis seems like a complicated problem, but I don't think it is. I think it's very simple. People need a place to call home, and the people in Camp Resolution have created a home, and they're asking us to let them stay. Without another place for them to go as a community, I implore the city to listen to them.
Our next speaker is Andrew Defy. Andrew Defy.
Hello, y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
So, some of the council may remember me. I'm the Sacramento Poet Laureate, and y'all gave me a resolution a couple weeks ago for Sacramento Poetry Day, and now we're back for another resolution, right? How many of y'all have been out there? How many of y'all have really been out there? Because when I went, I saw artists. I had kids that I work with and that I teach out there. That's how safe and educational the Camp Resolution is. I was unhoused years ago. And as the only artist on the city's payroll, I speak for my community when I say that y'all make it hard to be housed out here and to stay housed out here. And it feels like it's even, like y'all making it even harder not to be housed out here. Like, I hear creative economy a lot, and we all talk about creative economy a lot, but we're not being that. We're not being creative, but you know who is? Camp Resolution. This is a model that we could learn from, we can study, we can support, we can possibly help the rest of the state with. Y'all, this is an opportunity for us to work together and be creative and innovate something in Sacramento. The public, we as the public have a place to go to support the unhoused folks when there's a community like this. We all know to show up. We know where Camp Resolution is. Don't take that away from us. Please, please, we could just set up one of the police tanks and get like all of us. Echo, Les, and Nikki, we need a clear commitment that this camp will be left alone, and we need it tonight. No.
Alex Jefferson. Go ahead, Alex.
Hi there, my name is Alex Everson, and I am a resident of District 4. Basically, I think it boils down to the council. Y'all have the opportunity to prevent kind of callous, senseless violence with this attack. I was there when they attacked Camp Resolution originally.